Para festejar o primeiro meio século do espião mais famoso do cinema, o Cine Mundi tem um material histórico para mostrar para vocês. É o making-of do filme Moscou contra 007, de 1963. É um material cheio de curiosidades e cenas raras para você que curte cinema.
Had seen Dr. No, and he was so impressed by it that he called me if I would like to do his next picture, which was Dr. Strangelove.
Filming with the principal actors begins on April Fool's Day, 1963. The scene introduces a new member to the James Bond family.
Miss Moneypenny, ask the equipment officer to come in, please.
It came absolutely right out of the blue. I just got a message from my agent saying, I've got a part for you in the next Bond film.
An ordinary black leather case with 20 rounds of ammunition here and here.
The briefcase becomes the first of Bond's lethal toys from Q, and Desmond Llewellyn becomes internationally famous as the gadget master of MI6.
Now, normally to open a case like that, you move the catches to the side. If you do, the cartridge will explode in your face. Now, to stop the cartridge exploding, turn the catches horizontally, like that. Then, open north.
On April the 3rd, shooting continues with Lotte Lenya and Daniela Bianchi. The mood off camera is decidedly different than the on-screen tension.
Ah, yes. Well, it was pretty funny because Lotte was a very small, very sweet woman, and Terence had chosen her for the role of a tough villain. It was just totally different from what she was. Then it was funny because she had to wear these really thick glasses in the scene where she was so villainous and rigid. She couldn't see a thing.
The scene contains risque undertones for the time, which are expertly handled by director Terence Young. Friday, April the 5th, filming moves to Stage D at Pinewood Studios, where Terence Young stages an international chess championship.
One of my favourite sets, well, that still is, you know. I took it as a chess motif, which hopefully gave it the right atmosphere.
The set costs $150,000 to build, and that does not even include the ceiling, which is recreated by matte artist Cliff Cully.
All the columns around the sides, and from there on up was painted. There's, I mean, like most film sets, no top. You know, most film sets are lit from the top, as you know, so if you get a big shot that features a ceiling, you can bet your life it's either a hanging miniature or it's a matte painting, you know, to hide all the lighting.
The scene also includes one of the most famed end games of modern chess history. For the film, Terence Young recreates Boris Spassky's daring maneuver from the 1960 Spassky-Bronstein match.
My congratulations, sir. A brilliant coup.
Actors up to maneuvers all their own. The scene opens with a daring glimpse of nudity, which is only partially concealed by a gauzy curtain.
Ah, yes. I wasn't naked. I wasn't the person who streaks across the room naked. I was very concerned about keeping the sheet tight around me.
Daniela Bianchi finds little help from her co-star Sean Connery.
Sean naturally did everything he could to complicate things. Then Terence made us repeat the scene so many times. Terence really had fun with it, maybe because of my embarrassment. In Istanbul, they were obviously not used to such big, important film sets.
When 3,500 onlookers gather at Sirkechi railroad station, Young finds it impossible to film, so he asks stunt coordinator Peter Perkins to create a distraction. Perkins hangs from a balcony across the street and yells for help. The crowds rush to watch him, allowing the filmmakers to get their shot. The scene at the Istanbul train station also features a cameo by Mrs. Harry Saltzman.
We wanted to create the effect of the Russian embassy being set on fire. And Harry said, yeah, don't worry, John. He said, you and your guys go up there and set smoke pots up in the top of that building. That's no problem.
And I remember the police and fire department arrived.
No permission, of course, and it was the real fire engines, the real ambulances, the real police and the whole thing. So
His contribution to the film, in a kind of salvage situation where we had to get something done. He knew what he was trying to do and succeeded fantastically well.
I loved Terence, I really did. He was just great.
I rate Terence Young as one of the best directors I've ever worked with.
And he always took charge and completely took care of us.
He called everybody my children.
So he said, come along, children, come along.
And not only did he call you my child, but he behaved as if you were his child.
From Russia with Love quickly becomes a worldwide smash.
From Russia with Love, I think, consolidated the whole deal.
I have to go back again to Terence, who was the director and the leader of the whole thing, who was a wonderful personality and managed to instill into everybody an enthusiasm and a joy for making the film.
I think Terence's contribution to the film and the kind of stamp and measure of the films is, I don't think anybody gets closer.
Despite accidents, near misses and real tragedies, the sure thing second Bond film exceeds all expectations. From last-minute rewrites to a lasting classic, From Russia with Love establishes James Bond as one of the cinema's greatest heroes.
Fique sempre ligado aqui no nosso Cine Mundi, porque as comemorações dos 50 anos de James Bond continuam. Hoje não, hoje a gente fica por aqui, mas tem mais Cine Mundi na semana que vem. Até a próxima!